Shoe of the year or poor man's reverse mochas? What's up, sneaker people? It's your boy FB Kicks and Gear, and welcome to today's video. We are featuring the brand new Travis Scott Jumpman Jack TR trainer, whatever the fuck they're called. We got them. We're doing a legit check guide. Ironically, I had a viral moment with these shoes this week. I bought these shoes from GOAT, and that's where I buy a lot of the shoes that you see on this channel, but I picked this shoe up from GOAT, and when I opened up the box, these shoes that are supposed to be authenticated and verified by GOAT were still in the factory wrap. So I posted that on Twitter and it went viral. You might have seen the tweets, you might have seen sneaker people comment on it, but I'm taking credit for that. That was me. Now, I don't doubt that GOAT sent me authentic pairs. These are authentic, and you'll see the differences between the authentic pair and the replica later in the video. But I think it's kind of fucked up that GOAT will just send you an unauthenticated pair without letting you know, without telling you, without giving you the option to opt out of that, and more importantly, without giving you a discount, right? So GOAT charges extra for instant ship, which is an option for them to send you a shoe that is pre-verified, pre-authenticated, right? And they'll charge you usually between 50 to $100 extra on top of what the market value is of the shoe, so that you can get it faster and have it pre-authenticated. Well, is this not the exact opposite? You're assuming, or they're assuming, wherever these came for, they were pre-authenticated and pre-verified, and they're sending it to you without doing that work themselves. So I think that I should get a discount for that, or we should be given the option to not choose that path if you absolutely want to have your shoes authenticated and verified. But that's just me. Tell me how you guys feel about that in the comments. But we're not here to talk about my experiences with GOAT. We're here to talk about the Travis Scott Jumpman Jacks. And wow, I gotta say that I don't think I was that big of a fan of these, but having them in person, I think they're pretty dope. The materials are nice. The overall silhouette is nice. Is it a must-have? Absolutely not. Is it better than the Jordan 1s? Absolutely not. Is it better than the reverse mochas? I don't know. That's going to come down to preference. Personally, I think they're not better than the reverse mochas, but I will say the reverse mochas are going for about $1,800 now, and these are going for about $450, $460. So seems like a no-brainer to me. Reverse mochas are nice. They're not worth $1,800 in my opinion. I did not pay $1,800 for them, and I wouldn't. So, but that's enough of me yapping. Let's get into this comparison. And just like I say in every other video, you can find pictures of the rep on the Instagram account that is going to pop up on the screen. Make sure you focus on the details, because this is a really, really, really close shoe. So the details matter. So go to that Instagram account on the screen to further inform yourselves. But with that said, let's get into the video, and we'll start with the boxes. So as you guys can probably see, we have these two really big ass boxes that the Travis Scott Jumpman Jacks come in, and more or less they are very similar, but I think you guys can see immediately that there's a color difference between the authentic pair here on the left and the rep on the right. The images are the same, the look is the same, but the colors are definitely not the same. The brown on the authentic box is darker than the brown on the rep. I think there's also like a slight color difference between the Jack lettering and the different white logos and designs and stuff all over the shoe. It's definitely more of a sale color here on the authentic, and it's more of like a pale off-white on the rep. And to the touch, you guys can't see it, but this is like a raised gloss lettering, and it's definitely a lot flatter on the surface of the rep, and on the authentic pair it's definitely more raised and more protruding. The same thing goes for the text. Definitely more prominent, more protruding, and flatter on the rep. Opening up the box, you're greeted with these draw bags. One thing that I want to say is that authentic versions of this shoe do come wrapped, like the picture that I posted that went viral. Reps do not come wrapped at all. Not only do they come wrapped, they come sealed with a sticker. The reps have the sticker on a sheet, but they come sealed with this sticker, essentially saying that the jack on the bottom of the soles will wear off. So if you are getting a pair that is claimed to be DS, understand that they are wrapped up from the factory. They do come with these bags, and the color and feel difference is night and day. Definitely more of a brown on the authentic. It looks like it's almost like green on the rep. There's more of a burlap sack kind of feel to it here, and it's definitely not feeling that here on the rep. Overall, the authentic is definitely a lot better put together as well. You can see this stitch going along here that holds the drawstring is just lopsided, and it just looks a lot better and straighter on the authentic. So look for a darker bag. You don't want to see like a green, smooth to the touch canvas. You want it to feel like a burlap knapsack. And then when you look at the lace tips on the drawstring, you can see that the authentic is definitely darker and more vibrant, and the rep is a more muted faded orange. So that's pretty much it. So here we have the Jumpman jacks, real versus fake. First impressions, very, very, very close rep. For a brand new model, I am actually really impressed by what the rep has been able to do in terms of copying the authentic shoe. Are they perfect? No, but they are very, 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 very close. So let's start with just doing a side by side and seeing if we notice any differences right off the bat. And I think I can say that I do notice some differences, and it mostly has to do with color. You can see that the outsole on the authentic pair here on the left is definitely lighter and a little bit more translucent than the gum sole here on the rep. You can also see actually pretty similar to the bag that we reviewed inside the box. You can see that the canvas colors are different as well. It's darker here on the authentic, and it's a little bit more of a faded, almost green looking canvas when you put them side by side. Definitely a difference to note. And I would say when you're looking at the reverse swoosh, I gotta say that while on the Jordan 1s, Rep Factories struggle really hard with that reverse swoosh, they seem to be a lot closer here. I think looking at this, the authentic is a little bit darker and the rep is a little bit paler, but they're still, they feel very close and similar in terms of feel. This is a nubuck material. Going to the underside of the shoe, you can see more of that color difference between the authentic here on the left and the rep on the right. It is a darker sole on the rep, and when it comes to the actual pattern, it looks like they mimic the pattern, like the crumbling pattern on the rep pretty well. You're seeing all of the same cracks, definitely seeing that color difference with the rep on the bottom here. If we look at the back, we've got some slight color differences really coming to light here. It feels like the white leather, while definitely not being as tumbled as the authentic pair, it looks like the white leather here on the rep is definitely a bit more sail than the authentic, which is a little bit more white. And that this suede piece up at the top, they have slightly different colors as well. I would say that the authentic is a little bit more sail, while the rep is a little bit more white, almost like a gray color. But you can also see that difference pretty well on the canvas of the upper of the shoe. You can see that weird green tint that the rep has compared to the authentic. And that color difference also extends to that sock liner as well. When you look at the insides of the shoe, the insides are also a different color, with the authentic being a little bit more chocolatey and the reps just having that weird kind of green tint as well. But I do have to say, overall, the materials feel the same. They feel like they're the same weight. They've got very similar proportions. You can see that you have a rolled edge here and a raw edge there. The rep did the same thing, rolled edge, raw edge. One thing that I have noticed on reps is that these toe boxes are tending to be a little bit wider and more squared off than the authentic. Taking a look at the tongue on the authentic, you have another piece of pretty soft tumbled brown leather on the tongue, and you have a Jumpman there in looks like an infrared. Taking a look at the rep, the leather used on the tongue looks very, very similar, but the Jumpman just seems to be a little bit darker in comparison. Looking at the strap, you have whatever the hell this is. Look at the differences. I would say that the authentic pair is just a little bit tighter and more controlled and thinner, while the rep is a little bit more bulky in that regard. And I think the same thing can be said here too. Underneath the strap, I don't know what we got here, but taking out the strap for the authentic, underneath the strap for the rep, slightly different colors to the material. The rep strap is definitely a lot more see-through than the authentic as well. Definitely a lot more transparent there. So overall we're seeing, you know, minor differences between the two. I'd say this is a very good replica, but it is just a replica, and those differences always come out some way or another. Looking at the spare laces that come with the shoe, obviously they're also wound different ways. The authentic pairs have super largely wound laces, while the reps are tightly round and smaller. But when you compare them side by side, not really seeing much of a color difference. Looking at the brown laces, the laces look exactly the same and have the same style as well. And then the checkered laces also look exactly the same. So outside of the way the laces are packaged, the shoes, the laces themselves look very close and very identical. As far as that's concerned, I feel like that's the bulk of the shoe. I'm not really seeing anything that's alarming in terms of in-your-face inaccuracy outside of the color differences that, you know, we talk about in every real versus fake video. If we take out an insole, hopefully they're easy to take out. This is the insole on the authentic. So the rep definitely feels a little bit different in terms of the foam that they're using. They actually don't look too different. Color slightly off. You can see that the red in the Jumpman is a different color than the red for the authentic. It's lighter on the rep, darker on the authentic, and the browns seem to be a little bit different in color as well. This is more of a chocolatey red brown, and this is a darker brown. So some differences nonetheless. All right, so now that we've done our little preliminary real versus fake, let's do the black light test and then we'll wrap up the video. All right, so having never put these under a black light before, I don't know what to expect, but one thing that we're seeing immediately is the embroidery on the strap lighting up very brightly, very reactive. Nothing on the laces, nothing on the sole, nothing on the body of the shoe, nothing on the tongue. Maybe the Velcro lights up a little bit, kinda. The inside lights up on the insole for sure, but outside of that, the shoe is pretty much dead. Let's just confirm. Yep, lighting up here. Anything on the laces? Nothing on the laces. So we have nothing to really look for, or nothing that we should not be seeing anything light up on the reps except for the embroidery on the strap. So the rep definitely does light up there. Fortunately, that's not a good legit checking indicator. Nothing crazy here. Oh, another interesting thing. It looks like the insole itself does not light up. The Jumpman does, but doesn't look like the insole itself lights up. But when you compare that to the authentic, look at how the pattern on the authentic lights up like crazy, and then on the rep, no reaction at all. So let's turn on the light and let's wrap up the video. All right guys, so that is the end of this video. How are you guys feeling about the comparison between the rep and the authentic? I'd say that these are still 100% legit checkable. There is enough here that you should be able to tell the difference. The blacklight test is definitely a huge thing, but the materials, the structure, the overall look of the rep is very, very close to the authentic pair. So you've got to pay attention. You really, really, really have to pay attention, guys. But with that said, remember you can find more pictures of the rep on the Instagram account that's going to pop up on the screen. Remember, it's so important that you guys do your research and you study. Very important. So with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you want me to do a comparison with next. And please drop a like and a subscribe so that you can be alerted to all the new shit that I'm going to be doing. I'm spending money, guys. I'm getting these authentic pairs. We are doing all real versus fake. So with that said, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.